Donald Trump holds 4 events today in New Hampshire ahead of tomorrow's Republican primary. The latest poll shows Trump holding a double-digit lead in the state. 4 of the candidates are in a race for second. Trump clashed with his rivals and even members of the audience at a weekend debate. The New Hampshire frontrunner is with us from Manchester. Donald Trump, good morning.
Good morning.
Is your campaign changing at all after New Hampshire, because of New Hampshire?
Well, you mean because of Iowa?
No, I don't. Actually, I mean in terms of what the challenge is in New Hampshire because of the debate.
No, I think, right. The debate was strong. I mean, we did well with the debate. Everybody seems to think I won the debate, which is always nice to read. It's nice to read you won as opposed to you lost. And the numbers seem to be good. I guess the new polls are showing me up since after the debate, the ones that just came out this morning. We feel very good. I mean, we did very well in Iowa. We came in a strong second and probably would have come in first had those votes not shifted from Ben, which was a terrible thing that was done to Ben Carson, in my opinion. And frankly, I think we're really doing well in New Hampshire. I hope to do well. I hope we don't have Charlie. They're talking about a snowstorm tomorrow. That's not what I want. But
you want a big turnout.
They're talking about having somewhat of a snowstorm. Yeah, I want a big turnout, and snowstorms generally don't help.
Boy, it looks like...
But we're doing really well.
We watched the debate, and boy, it seemed like you and Jeb Bush really got into it. He's stepped up his attacks on you.
Well, you know, he's trying to show he's a tough guy, which he's not. He's sort of the opposite. And they're spending about, he spent about $25 million on ads against me. He spent over $100 million on his campaign, and it's gone nowhere. He's, you know, a very stiff guy. And it's sort of sad to watch, if you want to know the truth. But he spent a lot of money on ads, and then he goes into the debate, and he tries to show that he's tough about eminent domain, but it just came out that his family used private eminent domain to do a stadium in Texas, but he doesn't mention little things like that. So, you know, I don't think he's going anywhere. I just don't see him having the persona, the personality to go much further.
I want to give you the opportunity to respond because he was especially tough at a town hall in New Hampshire yesterday where he called you a loser. Listen.
It is a sign of real weakness when you call John McCain or Leo Thorsness or anybody else that was a POW who served this country in a way that should be admired, American heroes, calling them losers. Donald Trump, you're the loser.
How would you respond to that?
Well, it just shows you how they lied. Number one, I never called John McCain a loser, as you know. I like John McCain. I supported John McCain. I said he was a hero because he got caught, which is true to a certain extent. And I said he was a hero because he got caught. If you remember, I didn't call him a loser. So he's lied when he made that up. Leo, I don't know. I don't know who Leo is. So he's making some other name, probably an American hero, and he made that up. And honestly, Jeb's a loser. You look at the fact, yeah, but I just don't know him, Charlie, and I never made a comment about him, and I never said that about John McCain. But you look at Jeb's a loser. He spent $110 million so far. He's at the bottom of the pack or toward the bottom of the pack. He's going nowhere, and the only thing he does is attack me. That's, you know, he thinks if he attacks me, that's going to show he's tough. But every time he attacks me, he melts like butter. He's just a guy. I mean, it's really sad. Every time I see an ad about myself, it's him spending a lot of money, of special interest money. He's not putting up his own money. He spends money from the lobbyists and the special interest to attack me. So, you know, look, I don't see him going anywhere. The last thing we need, frankly, is another Bush.
Okay, the story coming out of New Hampshire so far is one, that you have a huge lead. That's second story is that Marco Rubio suffered in the debate. All of the analysts after the debate said that he really took it on the chin. He really took a hard blow from the governors. What do you think of that?
Well, he did. I was standing next to him. He was to my right, and he was having a hard time. It was sort of interesting to watch because he made the one statement, and I'm one with a good memory, so, you know, I'm hearing the one statement, and then a couple of minutes later he made the same statement, almost identical, and I said, all right, well, that's okay. You know, we've repeated ourselves on occasion, Charlie, right?
Yes.
And other than Nora and Gail, but Charlie and I repeat ourselves constantly, right?
No.
But okay, so then I heard it again, and then I heard it a third time, a fourth time, and I think even a fifth time. And I said, wow, that's really strange. I didn't know it was going to be blowing up. You know, it turned out to be a massive blow up, but it was at first, it was certainly different. I mean, it was a little, I'm standing there and I'm saying, did I hear that 5 times now? I mean, you know, what's going on here? And it was, you know, obviously a soundbite that he likes, but you can use a soundbite once, but you can't use it 5 times. It doesn't work.
Donald Trump, there's a lot of things that are said about you. There's never been a campaign like yours, never been a candidate like you. There's something online today that says 24 of the most outrageous Donald Trump quotes. Do you ever have a moment where you say what your critics say about you and you think, well, maybe they have a point. Maybe I should try to do. Maybe I shouldn't have said. Do you ever have moments like that?
Well, I do, but I also, you know, don't dwell in the past. I learn from the past, and, you know, we all make mistakes, and certain things you would have done differently in life, all of us. I mean, who wouldn't have if you had that option, but we never do have that option.
Right.
So you have to learn from life, and if you do something, you don't do it again, that's all. But, you know, I've run good campaigns. I mean, I've never done this before. Remember, these guys I'm competing against are governors and senators. That's all they do. I've been a job creator. You know, I do developments, and I do deals, and I've been very successful, and I've employed tens of thousands of people over the years, and I have thousands of employees right now, and, you know, there's something awfully good about that. But I'm not a politician. I've never done it before. You know, I'm having a lot of fun doing it, to be honest with you.
We can tell. I always say to people, listen, if you question anything about Donald Trump, look at his kids. You've got great children, and that says something. That says something about you. Thank you, Donald Trump. We look forward to seeing you next week in the studio, live and in color.
We'll see you next week.
All right.
Absolutely. I love it. Thank you.
Thanks.